Hey everyone, welcome back. I want to say thanks for the interest, thanks for the views, thanks for checking back. I noticed in my last video, well, actually one of the last videos, the first video there with the Nightmare trial, a lot of people were really interested in the spec, so I'm going to go over the spec that I'm using. I'm doing an Adventure 10 right now, which isn't the hardest, it's actually easy-ish. Anyways, I'll show you how I'm doing this. Spec-wise, with my cards, the first things I get is Frostbolt, Fireball, Arcane Missiles, and Arcane Intellect. After I've got those, which before level 10, you remove the cards, throw in these ones. King's Enslaved Demon. There's a reason that's not just Imp. Portal Mastery, because I like to move around while I'm leveling. Flame Tongue Weapon, very important. Twisted Mind for the spell power. Mark of the Wild for the buff. Talent cards, we've got Brain Freeze, that gives you your instant cast Fireball, and that's by spamming Frostbolt. Then you've got your Spell Storm, which gives you some bonuses, increases the chance of proccing Brain Freeze and Missile Barrage. Evoker's pretty straightforward there. Frostbolt's cast quicker, and all your mage spells damage do more, and it stacks. Arcane Empowerment, just for some extra damage, 30% more spell scaling for your arcane missiles. Missile Barrage gives you the faster channeling of your arcane missiles, and this is triggered both by Frostbolt and Fireball. So everything you do triggers everything else. Empowering Frostbolt just for some extra frost damage, because this is a Frostbolt spam heavy spec. Stormbringer, because that little bit of extra damage that happens, sometimes you'll notice you might cast a couple of spells, your mob's got like 5% health left. Hopefully this just pushes them over the edge. Elemental weapons, this is important to go along with your Flame Tongue weapon, because this right here, an extra 60% spell damage from the enchant, and that's important because with our Mystic enchants we have another 60% with the 20 times 3. So that's 120% spell damage that you're stacking on 2 weapons. So here we go. I'll show you what this does. The 2 weapons I'm using, I've got the Devout Aura Stone Hammer with the Spell Power enchant on it that does absolutely work at low levels. 544, throw it on, 652. So I've got that on both weapons. Let's see what this happens here. So right now I'm at 484, level 30. Throw the hammer on with the enchant, 592. Now we throw, and so how big of a jump was that, right? 484 to 592, so you're getting your 100 and... that can't be right. 484. So you're getting 100, wow, 110. I am shocked by that. 24 plus the enchant. We don't even have Flame Tongue on there yet, so 100 and whatever spell power from that. And then on our offhand, we've got this dagger with the same spell power enchant, which brings us up to 652. So we've gained 200 spell power just from the enchants on our dual wielding weapons. Now we're going to throw Flame Tongue on there, and remember we've got the Mystic enchant stacked 3 times for 60% more spell power. We've got our talent, which also gives us 60% more, so that's 120% more. So let's check this out. We'll throw it on both weapons. We'll go with our first up to 700 and our second 48. So you can see, I mean, where else do you get a buff at level 30 that gives you 48 spell power? Just 700 to 748. So these 2 weapons are just about doubling the spell power that our character here has, right? We're going 484 all the way up to 748. That's pretty substantial. I'm happy with that. I like that. That's why I do that. I don't do Fel infused weapon or Frostbrand weapon or anything like that. Overall spell power is better than spell class spell power, so in my opinion. Nothing I'm doing here is intended to be the best or nothing. I'm not trying to say that this is the best. This is just what I do, what works for me. I've completed many trials and challenges with it. I'm working on Adventure Mode 10 right now. I have done 30, I believe, on this character. Where's our adventure mode? Is it even on here? It does not matter. So this is a pretty decent spec. Had some good synergy rolls. I've got my talents that we just went through in the cards. Grab this. I will replace that when I get one of the 200% ones. There you go. Increase spirit, intellect, haste, stamina. Great. Like a lot of these talents I will keep because I don't want to release, or I don't want to waste the cards getting rid of them, and they do provide some bonus. When you're doing a nightmare or an adventure mode, having some damage mitigation is useful. Usually getting one hit happens, but if you have a little bit, it can save you, and it does. So a little bit more stamina, chance to hit, increase your critical strike rating, not worried about aura mastery. All damage caused by you and your pet is increased by 2%. That's great while he's active. Perfect. Not worried about his special abilities because I keep my pets on passive. And they're just there's a stat stick and an something's happening. Oh god, I pulled too many. I'll send him in to aggro them while I finish one off and run away. So there's that. Then Devotion Aura, just because I rolled Devotion Aura, I didn't want to get rid of it because, hey, damage mitigation is useful. Got that. Perfect. Restores 20% of your mana when you kill a target. That's alright. Now this is why I grab Summon Demon or Enslave Demon and not Imp, because as you see at the bottom, Enslaved Demons increases all damage by 5% and reduces all damage taken by 5%, whereas the Imp is specific to fire damage. So I'm losing 5% crit, but I'm gaining 5% damage mitigation and doing a 5% damage overall, so my Frost Bolts and my Arcane Missiles are also getting that damage bonus. That, to me, has worked out better than using the Imp when doing tests. I haven't done thorough tests, but enough tests to think, like, okay, there's a big difference there. Spell range melee haste, chance to hit, a little bit of mana regen too, I guess, or reduced mana of my Arcane Missiles. Chance to freeze your target with frost. That's perfect. We don't want them getting to us if we can help it. And then increase your chance to, or not increase, but your crits from fire cause your damage or your enemy to burn. A little important thing that I do here, I've noticed synergy rolls. These are all synergy rolls. I didn't card, like even Master Demonologist. What I do is I get rid of things I don't want. If I had Rend, I'd be getting rid of Rend because I don't want that to synergize a bunch of warrior talents for me. Pardon me. Now you'll notice that I have Devotion Aura. I'm going to keep that because of the damage mitigation. That might synergize some talents from Paladins, but that's okay, and I'll explain why in a second. Same with the Healing Rain. That may synergize some Shaman talents, but again, the reason that Shaman and Paladin things that are useful are okay to keep is because they're hybrid classes, and the chances of you getting a spellcasting talent is just as equal as you getting a melee talent. So with warrior stuff, rogue stuff, hunter stuff, if I don't want it, Auto Shot, Rend, Sinister Strike, Mortal Strike, Serpent Sting, all that stuff, I get rid of them. I want to get rid of anything that's going to mess up my synergies and make it difficult over here. So I'll hang on to casting spells. Healing Rain, Drain Soul, Dampen Magic. I'm never going to use those, but I'm not going to get rid of them because they're synergizing positively for me. They are bringing in additional spellcaster-based talents from other classes. So even if I'm not going to use them, they're doing better for me sitting here being wasted than having Gouge or whatever melee abilities or warrior stuff, right? You don't want those synergizing stuff making you waste scrolls over here. So that's all I do. Let's check out what it does. I've only got 3 minutes left on my buffs. Do I have any? Okay, I actually bought the Loot Transfigurator so we can see. Where is it? Spells, cosmetics. Yeah. So I can finally just keep my Book of Ascension out, and I don't have to switch between loot bot and whatever. This dude here, he's a guard. Killing us. Let's go after this boar. I'll turn this on just or he's not going to hit us. Let's see how quickly this guy goes down. Okay, so 3. You know what? Let's help him out with his leopard. There's our. Let's go throw a fireball at him, and there. So I mean, for adventure mode level 10, hitting stuff 2-3 hits is pretty decent. I remember the first time I did an adventure mode 1, it was like, I turned it off by like level 5. I couldn't kill anything. That was without gear. So you can see it does some damage, pretty good. A lot of die now abilities, you know, you got your instant cast, everything. And this whole spec, this whole build is meant to kill the enemy before it gets to you, because the mitigation is very low. There are practically 0 self-heals. You might get some like unbounded death healer talents or something like that, which is actually useful. But basically with this spec, you want to make sure that whatever you're fighting is dead before it gets a shut off on you, because getting 1 or 2 hit is totally going to happen. Anyways, that's it for this video. Coming up next is going to be a nudist run video. I've already done the run, just got to get the edits done. I'm going to be finishing off my King of the Jungle video series, which with the 3rd part probably tonight, tomorrow. And then we'll get into some interesting stuff. I'm going to do a long play kind of video. And then maybe look into streaming stuff once in a while too. Get some interaction going with you guys so that you can, you know, interact with me. So if you have any comments, questions, ideas, thoughts, suggestions, things like that, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. I'll reply to everybody that I can. Actually, you know what? I'll just make it a goal to reply to everybody. I'm really enjoying this. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. And hey, you know, hang in there, have some fun, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.